What if I told you there's a secret marketplace where the world's most dangerous weapons aren't guns, bombs, or missiles, but lines of code? A shadowy bazaar where government, hackers, and rogue agents trade vulnerabilities that can topple entire systems, infiltrate your devices, and unravel the fabric of our digital world. Welcome to the zero-day market, where the stakes are invisible, the players are anonymous, and the truth is more terrifying than you can imagine. Stay with us, because this rabbit hole goes deep. Welcome to Vault 33, the Black Archives, the sanctuary of forbidden truths and buried secrets. I'm your guide into the abyss, where we decode the mysteries they don't want you to know. Today, we're stepping into a world that operates in the shadows of our digital age, a clandestine market that thrives on chaos, power, and the exploitation of the very technology we depend on. It's called the zero-day market, a place where a single flaw in code can become a weapon of mass disruption. Buckle up, because nothing in this story is what it seems. The vault is open, let's begin. In the internet's hidden corners, away from typical users, a unique market thrives. It doesn't sell tangible goods, but trades in zero-day vulnerabilities, undiscovered software flaws in phones, computers, and infrastructure. Once found, these become prized assets in a secret economy where governments, corporations, and criminals compete. But what exactly is a zero-day? The term comes from the idea that once a vulnerability is discovered, the software vendor has 0 days to fix it before it can be exploited. These flaws are like skeleton keys to the digital world, granting access to systems, networks, even entire nations' secrets. A single 0 day can unlock an iPhone, infiltrate a power grid, or hijack a military drone. And in the 0-day market, these keys are bought, sold, and weaponized for staggering sums. Let's set the stage. Picture a digital black market, accessible only through encrypted channels, dark web forums, or exclusive conferences where anonymity is the currency of trust. Here, hackers, some lone wolves, others working for shadowy firms, offer their discoveries to the highest bidder. The buyers? They range from cybersecurity firms looking to patch systems, to governments building cyber arsenals, to criminal syndicates plotting chaos. And the prices? A single 0-day exploit can fetch anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars. In 2016, the FBI reportedly paid over $1.3 million for a 0-day to unlock an iPhone without Apple's help. That's just one transaction in a market that's been thriving for decades. But here's where it gets murky. Governments aren't just regulators in this game. They're clients. The United States, China, Russia, and others are rumored to stockpile 0 days for espionage and cyber warfare. The NSA, for instance, has long been accused of hoarding vulnerabilities to maintain an edge in global surveillance. A 2013 Reuters report revealed that the U.S. government is one of the biggest buyers in this market, funneling funds through defense contractors and secretive brokers. Why? Because a 0-day is more than a tool. It's a strategic asset, a way to infiltrate foreign networks, monitor adversaries, or even sabotage critical infrastructure. Let's talk about the players. On one side, you have the brokers, middlemen who connect hackers with buyers. These are the deal-makers of the dark, operating under strict non-disclosure agreements, often cloaked in layers of encryption. One such broker, a man we'll call Sabian, spoke to Wired in 2021 about his work in the 1990s. After leaving the military, Sabian led a team that developed intrusion tools for the Pentagon and intelligence agencies. His job? Find bugs, write exploits, and deliver them to government clients. Over 80% of his revenue came from these contracts, with the rest from law enforcement. Sabian described access as king. Without a 0-day, even the best hacking tools are useless. Then there are the hackers themselves. Some are idealists, exposing flaws to make software safer. Others are mercenaries, selling to anyone with deep pockets. In 2013, a hacker known only as the Grook became infamous for brokering 0 days, reportedly earning millions by selling to governments and private firms. But the line between hero and villain blurs here. Take the case of the Duke malware, a spyware designed to steal industrial designs from Iran. Once it leaked, cybercriminals reverse-engineered it, turning it into tools like the Black Hole Exploit Kit, used to spread ransomware worldwide. The very weapons governments buy can end up in the hands of the enemies they fear. Now, let's dive into the conspiracy theories swirling around this market. One theory suggests the 0-day market is a government-orchestrated scheme to keep software vulnerable. Why fix flaws when they can be exploited for surveillance or control? In 2013, Edward Snowden's leaks exposed the NSA's PRISM program, revealing how the agency allegedly pressured tech companies to leave backdoors in their software. Could these backdoors be 0 days, intentionally left unpatched? Some believe so, pointing to the slow patching of major vulnerabilities like Heartbleed in 2014, which exposed millions of websites to attacks. Was it negligence, or something more sinister? Another theory claims the market is a front for a global cyber arms race. Nations like the US, China, and Russia are said to amass 0 days not just for defense, but for offensive operations. The Stuxnet worm, discovered in 2010, is a chilling example. Believed to be a joint US-Israeli creation, Stuxnet used multiple 0 days to sabotage Iran's nuclear program, physically damaging centrifuges through code alone. This wasn't just hacking, it was cyber warfare. Yet, when Stuxnet's code leaked, it inspired a wave of copycat attacks, proving that 0 days, once unleashed, can spiral out of control. The question is, are governments willing to risk this blowback to maintain their edge? Let's look at a more recent example. In 2023, Mandiant reported that 70% of exploited vulnerabilities were 0 days, with attackers moving faster than ever, exploiting flaws in just 5 days on average. This speed suggests a highly organized market, where hackers and brokers work in tandem to outpace patches. Some whisper that artificial intelligence is fueling this race, with AI tools scanning code for vulnerabilities faster than humans ever could. Is this just technological progress, or are we witnessing the rise of a new, AI-driven shadow economy? But the conspiracy deepens. Some theorists argue the 0-day market is tied to a broader agenda of control. The plunge protection team, a term popularized by the financial blog Zero Hedge, is said to manipulate markets to prevent crashes. Could a similar cabal exist in cyberspace, orchestrating 0-day trades to maintain global power structures? Zero Hedge, known for its far-right leanings and conspiracy rhetoric, has long claimed that financial and digital systems are rigged by elites. While their claims often lack hard evidence, the idea of a hidden hand guiding the 0-day market isn't entirely far-fetched when you consider the secrecy and stakes involved. Let's step back to history for a moment. The 0-day market didn't spring up overnight. Its roots trace back to the 1990s, when the internet exploded and intelligence agencies scrambled to keep up. A 1995 CIA report warned that the agency was unprepared for the digital age, spurring a rush to acquire cyber tools. The 1998 bombings of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania only amplified this demand, as agencies sought 0 days to monitor terrorist networks. This was the birth of the modern market, a fusion of espionage, technology, and secrecy that's only grown more complex. Now, let's consider the risks. A 0 day in the wrong hands can be catastrophic. In 2017, the WannaCry ransomware attack, linked to a leaked NSA zero-day, crippled hospitals, businesses, and governments worldwide. The exploit, known as Eternal Blue, targeted a flaw in Microsoft Windows. Microsoft patched it after the leak, but the damage was done. Hundreds of thousands of systems were compromised. Was this an accident, or a deliberate test of a weaponized zero-day? The truth remains locked in the vault. The moral question looms large. Should zero days be sold to governments that might use them to spy on their own citizens? Should they be disclosed to protect the public, or hoarded for national security? The U.S. government has debated regulating the market, with some proposing it buy all 0 days to patch them. But as a 2016 Council on Foreign Relations report noted, controlling this market is nearly impossible. It's global, decentralized, and thrives on secrecy. Trying to regulate it could drive it further underground, or stifle legitimate security research. As we speak, the zero-day market is evolving. AI is making vulnerabilities easier to find, and the rise of quantum computing threatens to break encryption, creating a new frontier for 0 days. Meanwhile, the players remain hidden, their motives unclear. Are they protectors, profiters, or something else entirely? The only certainty is that this market isn't going away. Every day, new flaws are found, new deals are struck, and new weapons are forged in the shadows. And so, we close the vault on the zero-day market, for now. But the questions linger. Who's really pulling the strings in this digital underworld? Are we pawns in a game of cyber chess, where every move is calculated and every flaw a weapon? This is Vault 33, the Black Archives, where the truth is never what it seems. If this episode sparked your curiosity, subscribe, share, and join us next time as we uncover another secret they don't want you to know. The archives are speaking. Are you listening? Until next time, stay awake.